Welcome back to our channel Rare Coins Collections, where we dive deep into the world of rare coins and uncover hidden gems that could be worth a small fortune. Today, we're going to explore a coin that holds a special place in the hearts of collectors, and it might just be sitting in your collection or hiding in your change jar. We're talking about the 1894 Roosevelt dime with a mint mark, a coin that's as valuable as it is fascinating. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll learn just how much this rare coin could be worth and why it's so sought after by collectors. The Roosevelt dime is one of the most iconic and recognizable coins in American history. It was first minted in 1946 to honor the memory of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who had passed away the previous year. His image graces the obverse of the coin, and it has remained largely unchanged in design ever since. The reverse features a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbolizing unity, peace, and strength. It's a design that represents the ideals of American freedom and democracy, and it continues to be part of our everyday currency. But today, we're not focusing on the Roosevelt dime that most people know and use. Instead, we're going to take a step back in time to the 1894 Roosevelt dime, an incredibly rare coin with a fascinating story. While the Roosevelt dime as we know it today was first minted in the 20th century, the 1894 version is part of a different era entirely. The story of the 1894 dime is tied to a period in U.S. coinage when the country was still in the midst of rapid industrialization, economic changes, and political shifts. Now, you might be wondering, how could a coin from 1894 have anything to do with Roosevelt? Well, here's where it gets interesting. The coin we're talking about isn't a Roosevelt dime in the traditional sense. Instead, the 1894 dime was minted as part of the Barber dime series, which was in circulation from 1892 to 1916. Designed by Charles E. Barber, the Barber dime features a portrait of Lady Liberty on the obverse, and a wreath and shield on the reverse. This coin was minted for over 2 decades and is one of the most well-known U.S. coins from that period. But in 1894, something truly unique happened. Only a small number of 1,894 dimes were minted, and the reason for this scarcity makes the coin incredibly valuable today. The story behind this rare mintage is a bit of a mystery. It's believed that only 24 coins were struck in total, and the reasons for such a limited mintage are unclear. Some say they were struck as part of a special set, while others speculate that it was due to a mistake at the mint. Whatever the reason, the result was a tiny number of 1,894 dimes that have since become some of the most coveted coins in numismatic history. The 1894 dime is not just rare, it's also incredibly valuable, particularly if you find one in good condition. These coins are highly sought after by collectors due to their scarcity and historical significance. Because only 24 of these dimes were made, they have become a symbol of rarity and exclusivity in the world of coin collecting. As a result, the value of the 1894 dime has skyrocketed over the years. However, finding one of these coins in good condition is no easy feat. Most of the 1894 dimes that were produced are now either lost to time, damaged, or in poor condition. Coins that have survived in excellent shape, with minimal wear and no major scratches or dents, are especially rare. If you happen to come across an 1894 dime that has been well preserved and is free of heavy wear, it could be worth significantly more than its face value. Now, let's talk about the mint mark. As with many U.S. coins, the mint mark on the 1894 dime plays an important role in determining its rarity and value. The 1894 dimes were primarily minted in Philadelphia, and they do not carry a mint mark. However, the few dimes that were produced in San Francisco during this period do have an S mint mark. The 1894 S Roosevelt dime, in particular, is the coin that collectors are after. This is the coin that truly commands the high value, as it is one of the rarest and most sought-after U.S. coins in existence. If you've got an 1894 dime with an S mint mark, then you might be sitting on a true treasure. But even without the S mint mark, the 1894 dime is incredibly rare and valuable. If you happen to come across one in great condition, it's worth taking a closer look, as it could be a game changer for your collection. Now, here's the moment you've all been waiting for. If you happen to have an 1894 Roosevelt dime with an S mint mark in excellent, uncirculated condition, you could be looking at a value of up to $77,000. Yes, you heard that right, $77,000. That's the kind of money that a pristine 1894 S dime could fetch at auction or from the right buyer. Even without the S mint mark, an 1894 dime in good condition could still be worth a significant amount of money. But the S mint mark takes this coin into the realm of the truly rare and valuable. So, what should you do if you think you found one of these coins? First, make sure to handle it with care. Don't clean it or try to restore it yourself, as this can lower its value. The best course of action is to take it to a professional coin grader to get an official assessment of its condition and potential worth. A certified numismatist can help determine the coin's value based on its condition, mint mark, and rarity. In conclusion, the 1894 Roosevelt dime with an S mint mark is a true hidden treasure in the world of coin collecting. With only 24 dimes minted in total and the few with the S mint mark being incredibly rare, this coin has become one of the most valuable and sought-after pieces in American numismatics. So, if you have one of these rare dimes in your collection, you could be sitting on a fortune. Today, we've got something special in store for you as we explore a coin that's often overlooked but could actually be worth a small fortune. You might not think much of it at first glance, but the 1977 Roosevelt dime could be hiding an impressive value, especially if it's in the right condition. Stick around as we delve into the fascinating history, rarity, and value of this particular dime. By the end of this video, you'll be amazed by what you could be sitting on if you have one in your collection. The Roosevelt dime, first introduced in 1946, was designed to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt following his passing the year before. The design, featuring Roosevelt's profile on the obverse, has remained largely unchanged, making it one of the most recognizable coins in the United States. On the reverse, the torch, olive branch, and oak branch represent peace, unity, and strength, values that are integral to the American spirit. But despite its long history and consistent design, there's more to the 1977 Roosevelt dime than meets the eye. Now, the 1977 dime might seem like a simple, everyday coin, but as with many coins, there's much more to it when you consider factors like rarity and condition. This particular dime, minted during the 1970s, came at a time of economic challenges in the U.S. The 1970s were marked by inflation, a shift in monetary policy, and economic uncertainty. Despite these struggles, the U.S. Mint continued to produce coins for everyday use, including the 1977 Roosevelt dime. While these dimes were widely circulated and spent, the true value of a 1977 Roosevelt dime comes into play when you examine the rarity of the coin and its condition. Most of the dimes that were struck in 1977 were used in daily transactions. Over time, they saw plenty of wear and tear. Scratches, discoloration, and other signs of handling became common, which means that most 1,977 dimes you come across today are far from pristine. But that's where the story gets interesting. As coin collectors know, the value of a coin is heavily influenced by its condition. And it turns out that finding a 1977 Roosevelt dime in uncirculated or near-perfect condition is rarer than you might think. The 1977 Roosevelt dime is particularly sought after because a large number of the coins from that year didn't survive in great shape. Circulated dimes from the 1970s were used in commerce, which means they saw lots of handling and were subjected to harsh conditions, scratches from other coins, dings from being in pockets, and general wear. But for collectors, finding one that was carefully stored away or hasn't been circulated at all is like striking gold. Now, let's talk about the mint mark, which plays a key role in determining the rarity of this coin. Mint marks are used to indicate where the coin was struck. The 1977 Roosevelt dime, like most dimes from that period, was minted in both Philadelphia and Denver. Coins minted in Philadelphia typically don't have a mint mark, while those minted in Denver bear the letter D on the reverse. The mint mark can have a significant impact on a coin's value. In general, dimes from the Denver Mint can be a little more valuable, depending on their condition, because they were struck in higher quantities, making them slightly more accessible to collectors. However, the true value comes from the specific condition of the coin, as the uncirculated dimes from either mint are much harder to find, but that's not all. Some 1977 dimes are particularly special because of errors that occurred during the minting process. Errors can be a huge factor in a coin's value, and many collectors are on the lookout for coins with unusual features like misprints, off-center strikes, or double strikes. These rare minting errors can make a seemingly ordinary coin worth a lot more than its face value. So, if you have a 1977 Roosevelt dime with any minting errors, you could be looking at a significant increase in value. Error coins are highly coveted because they are one of a kind, and the right collector could pay top dollar for these rarities, but the true highlight of today's discussion is the potential value of an uncirculated 1977 Roosevelt dime. Even though these coins are relatively common, finding one in top-tier condition is a different story. If you're lucky enough to have a 1977 Roosevelt dime that has been carefully preserved, kept in perfect condition with no signs of wear, it could be worth far more than you might expect. The demand for high-quality dimes from this era has increased over the years, and the market for such coins is growing steadily. So, here's the big reveal: if you have a 1977 Roosevelt dime that is in uncirculated or near perfect condition, and particularly if it has any unique errors, you could be looking at a value of up to $63,000. Yes, that's right, $63,000. While not every 1977 dime will fetch that much, an uncirculated, pristine coin with the right characteristics can certainly command that impressive price on the market. The rarity of these coins in excellent condition, combined with the increasing demand among collectors, makes this dime a potentially lucrative find. If you've got one, or if you come across one in your coin hunts, it could be well worth getting it professionally graded to determine its true value. If you're wondering what to do if you find a 1977 Roosevelt dime in great condition, the first step is to handle it carefully. Avoid cleaning it or attempting to restore it, as this can damage the coin and reduce its value. Instead, take it to a certified numismatic professional who can assess its grade and determine its market value. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin will be. In conclusion, the 1977 Roosevelt dime may seem like a simple, everyday coin, but it holds great potential value for collectors who can find one in excellent condition. If you have one of these dimes from 1977 that's been preserved in mint state, it could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. So, take a second look at your coin collection. You might just have a rare treasure on your hands. Today, we're diving into a classic coin that's often overlooked but could be hiding in your collection, ready to bring you a big payday. We're talking about the 1967 Roosevelt dime, an unassuming little coin that might just be worth a fortune. Stick around as we take a closer look at this iconic dime, its history, its rarity, and its potential value. By the end of this video, you'll be amazed at just how much this coin could be worth in today's market. The Roosevelt dime, introduced in 1946, is one of the most widely circulated and recognizable coins in American history. Its design, which features the profile of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse, has remained largely unchanged since its inception. The reverse side of the coin features a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, symbols of peace, unity, and strength. For many, this dime is simply a familiar part of their everyday transactions. However, there's much more to the Roosevelt dime than meets the eye, especially when we talk about the 1967 edition. You might be wondering what makes the 1967 Roosevelt dime so special. After all, it's not exactly a rare coin when compared to other limited mintage pieces. So, why does this particular dime deserve our attention? The truth lies in the rarity, the condition, and the mint mark. While the 1967 Roosevelt dime was minted in large numbers and circulated widely, there are certain factors that make specific examples of this coin extremely valuable. The year 1967 was a time of social and economic change in the United States. The country was facing inflation, political unrest, and the ongoing Vietnam War. In the midst of all this, the U.S. Mint continued producing coins for everyday use, including the 1967 Roosevelt dime. The coins struck during this period were primarily minted in Philadelphia and Denver. While most of these dimes were used in regular transactions and have long since worn down, the few that remain in pristine condition have become highly sought after by collectors. The key to the 1967 Roosevelt dime's value lies in its condition. Most of the dimes from this year have experienced some level of wear and tear, whether from being in circulation for decades or from being stored improperly. The coins that have survived in mint condition, however, are far more rare. Collectors and investors know that the value of a coin skyrockets when it has been well preserved and is free from scratches, dents, or discoloration. Now, let's talk about the mint mark, which plays a significant role in determining the rarity of a coin. The 1967 Roosevelt dime comes in two main varieties, those minted in Philadelphia and those minted in Denver. Coins minted in Philadelphia don't carry a mint mark, while those produced in Denver have a D mint mark on the reverse. While both types of dimes were produced in large quantities, the condition of the coin is what really matters when determining its value. However, the D mint mark dimes tend to be slightly more valuable due to their slightly lower mintage compared to those struck in Philadelphia. But what really makes the 1967 Roosevelt dime particularly interesting are the few surviving examples in near-perfect condition. As you might know, collectors are constantly searching for coins that are as close to mint state as possible. A coin that has been well preserved, free from signs of circulation, and stored carefully over the years can command a premium price. That's what makes the 1967 Roosevelt dime, in exceptional condition, so valuable. Another interesting fact is that certain 1967 dimes may have unique characteristics, such as minor minting errors or variations in the strike. These errors can make a coin even rarer and more desirable to collectors. For instance, coins that have been struck off-center, have double dies, or contain unusual die cracks can be worth far more than the standard version. If you come across a 1967 Roosevelt dime with any such minting anomalies, it could dramatically increase the coin's value, making it a true treasure for a collector. Now, here comes the exciting part. If you happen to have a 1967 Roosevelt dime that has been well preserved and is in uncirculated or near mint condition, you could be sitting on a gold mine. In today's market, a coin of this caliber can fetch a staggering value. So, how much could this little dime be worth? Prepare yourself for this. Your 1967 Roosevelt dime could be worth as much as $72,000. Yes, you heard that right, $72,000. That's the kind of money you could potentially make if you have a 1967 Roosevelt dime that's in exceptional condition. Of course, not every coin will reach that value, but coins with the right characteristics, whether it's a flawless example or one with a unique minting error, can fetch incredible prices at auctions or through private sales. So, what should you do if you think you found one of these rare 1967 dimes in your collection? The first step is to handle it with extreme care. Avoid cleaning the coin, as this can decrease its value. In fact, cleaning a coin is one of the worst things you can do if you're hoping to preserve its value. Instead, store the coin in a protective holder, such as a plastic capsule or a high-quality coin flip, to keep it safe from further damage. It's also a good idea to take your coin to a professional numismatist or a grading service. A certified grading company can assess the coin's condition and assign it a grade, which will help determine its value in the marketplace. It's important to note that coins like the 1967 Roosevelt dime can fluctuate in value depending on factors like market demand, the economy, and the availability of similar coins. However, as rare and high-quality examples of this dime become more difficult to find, the value is likely to continue rising over time. In conclusion, while the 1967 Roosevelt dime may seem like just another dime at first glance, it has the potential to be an incredibly valuable coin, especially if you have one in pristine condition. Whether you have a standard version or one with a minting error, this coin is a true gem for any collector. And if you happen to own an uncirculated example, you could be sitting on a coin worth up to $72,000. Thank you for joining us today on this exciting coin journey. If you enjoyed this video and want to discover more rare and valuable coins, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an exciting new video. Happy collecting, and good luck with your coin hunting.